Hi, this is Sarah from Sarah's Hand Embroidery. Many a times my readers have asked me if the Merrow stitch is the same as the closed blanket stitch. So I have made this extended video to show you how both of them actually differ, though they look the same. Knowing the differences will help you to choose the best stitch for your project. I'm taking 2 threads of the same lengths to work on stitch lines of the same lengths to understand the differences better. I'm trying this out for the first time myself, so it will be an eye-opener for me as well. So, ready to go? Let's begin with the closed blanket stitch. We will work between 2 parallel stitch lines and start with a single layer of thread. Make a blanket stitch slanted to the left. Make the next one by going in from the same stitch point on the bottom and slanting it towards the right. This creates a triangle, and we will now repeat the process for the entire row. We make more triangles using 2 slanted blanket stitches. You may or may not space between the triangles. This is a pretty easy stitch and you will really enjoy making it, especially on the edges of fabric and blankets. The best part about any blanket stitch variation is that they look the same on both sides when applied on the edges. But stay till the end to understand if it's the same with the Merrow stitch. I will speed up this part a bit to finish up the whole row. Let me take this time to ask you to please check how you can support us by becoming our patron or owning one of our ebooks. When you support us, it helps us make more quality videos. All links are given in the description. If you want to support us by subscribing to us and sharing this video and liking this video, it will be appreciated as well. Now that the closed blanket stitch is done, let's see how the Merrow stitch is made. To make this particular stitch, you need to double the thread and knot them together on the end. You come out from the top, go in through the bottom with a slant, and while you come out from the top with a slant towards the right, split the double thread and pull out the needle. This creates a triangle at one go. But it does look pretty much like the closed blanket stitch. Continue working this way for the entire row. Now, if you observe, you will see that there is no way to space the triangles in this stitch. They pretty much touch each other. But the closed blanket stitch allows you to control that. And this is the first difference probably, and a big one I feel. If I were to talk about the techniques, the closed blanket stitch is simpler and easier as it is just like the blanket stitch, the regular blanket stitch, only that we are slanting the stitches to create triangles. The Merrow stitch is easy too, but can get a bit fussy as we are dealing with double threads and splitting it. Also, doubling the threads for Merrow stitch means more wear on the threads. Okay, we are done with our Merrow stitch, and they both look pretty much the same at this point of time. Now, one of the main differences is that even though they look similar on the right side, the reverse is different. The closed blanket stitch looks the same on both sides like any other blanket stitch variation, but the Merrow stitch shows straight stitches on the reverse. It is great if you want to create 2 different looks on the same blanket edges. When it comes to thread consumption, by both the stitches, they seem to be negligibly different, which means they use more or less the same amount of thread. So if you want a simpler and no-fuss stitch, which looks the same on both sides, the closed blanket stitch is the go-to. But if you don't mind that extra fuss and want your edges to look different on both sides, the Merrow stitch is totally worth it. I hope this video has helped you. Thank you so much for watching and drop me a comment.